Hi, my name is Vanita Bustos from Alberta, Canada, and for my fourth assignment, I will be demonstrating how to use a gate compressor, and it includes manipulating the threshold, decrease times, and also the ratio, so let's get started. So here I have a drum loop, and I am going to put a compressor in it, and it's called Maximus, and this is what it sounds like without it. Now you could see as we got to the lower beats that it got much softer than when it was at the higher beats, and you could see this on the mixer too. Now I want to even them out so that the high beat is just as intense, but even it out more with the softer beat. So I'm going to have my compressor, and over here the ratio is 1:1, so the input equals the output, so there is no change in sound whatsoever. Now the ratio determines the amount of gain reduction in the sound. So if I take the threshold, which is the level at which everything starts to change pretty much, it's right here. Right now, if I play it, you can see that it goes only up to about here, and I'll show you that. Now, since the threshold is the point at which the compressor starts reacting, no matter how much I move this, it will not make a difference until I bring it up to this level or lower. So if I put it down here, since the level went up to about here, it will even it out a little bit. Now here I will show you what this does. Now as you can see, it was much more even, and you could barely even tell that this was much louder before, and you can see that the wave goes much lower each time this comes up because it lowers the volume of the very loud things and keeps this quite even, like the same low volume, the whole thing. Now two things that are very important in a compressor is the attack and decrease times. And over here, as you can see, the attack time is this little knob, and what the attack time does is pretty much makes the punch in whatever sound you're making much more obvious if you, and the opposite when you decrease it. That means that you completely take it off. Usually we have a very low attack damage, but for example for drum pads or drum patterns, sometimes you want very punchy sound, so sometimes you put it quite high. And for the decrease, you pretty much control when it ends, and sometimes when you put a very high one, you can hear sort of sound that is not quite natural. You have to be sort of careful with it. It's sort of punchy, but not exactly. It's actually sort of weird. And when you manipulate these two, it completely changes the sound depending on how punchy or how soft you want it. And usually you will have this quite low actually, and this quite low as well. So this was my assignment for the fourth week, and I hope you like it, and I'll see everyone in the forums.